right? So she makes up this horrible story, painting you in a horrible light. How do you fight against that?
By being a great dad.
No.
It don't work. It don't work.
What's going on, y'all? This is Gunncaliber here.
Uncle Jefe, back with another one.
This is Cut the Camera Productions with another episode. So today we're going to look at a video that Matt Hoffa put out concerning the baby and Danny Lay's brother of who was right. However, they went a completely different angle than what was the original question supposed to be.
First things first, I just want to put out there G-code, alright? Ain't no right or wrong when it comes to niggas scrapping, because all of it's immature in my opinion. But this comes from someone who used to fight a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I broke both my hands fighting before. So the reason I think that nigga was stupid is because he put it on the internet. Don't put it on the internet. If you gonna go make peace for your sister, just go do that shit. That way when you break them off or whatever happened, ain't no evidence. Yeah. You can't tell him. You can't send someone a text message, I'm about to come whoop your ass. Now you know he can sue you if you whoop his ass. Like, that's aggravated assault. Like you told him it was premeditated assault. You sent him a literal message.
And that's a whole nother video to get into on her brother. But I watched the whole clip of it, or the whole video.
I haven't.
He hasn't.
It's about to be raw.
So we about to get into
Y'all about to get that authentic reaction, all the angles. Everyone looking at all the angles. I don't even know what they talk about.
Was very in front of everybody. It's very visual. It's very, hey, I'm doing asshole shit on social media to the mother of my child. And she may have do asshole shit too to cause that reaction.
Right.
But in reality, it still doesn't give you a right to just be
Okay,
a straight
so here's
dick.
a question.
As a child,
Here's a question.
That don't go away.
Here's a question, Misfit. You got millions of dollars, businesses, things that you need to protect. And then you have a woman in your life who wants to do things in another way that could damage you. And based on who she is, she could paint you in a light, being that people have seen y'all together. And they've been like, okay, they're a couple. What if she decides one day to make up a story about you? What if, right? So she makes up this horrible story, painting you in a horrible light. How do you fight against that?
By being a great dad. And
It don't work. No. They don't care. So they don't care. I ain't gonna hold you. So this is something that I'm a father, black father, something that me and other black fathers have very, very real hardcore combos about. They don't give a fuck about you. And I'm not, when I say they, I'm talking about society's view of you. You are deemed the enemy no matter what. Like if something goes south, you're the first person they're turning to. So when the cops get there, they're not asking who did what. They're slamming the black guy on the ground, arresting him, then going, okay, what happened? And you have to know that. You have to know that when you walk into this room, they coming. You know that I'm public enemy number one. I got the biggest target on my back.
the fact that the sirens are outside.
Public enemy number one. I can't make this shit up. This is how authentic this is. This is how real this is. Because you gotta know off rip, like when shit hits the fan, I'm the first person everybody's gonna think did it. No matter what. When the cops get here, they think I did it. When other women get here, they will think I did it. They go, why would you let this happen? I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So unless I have control of the situation or control of whatever, I'm fucked 10 out of 10 times. No matter what, they deem us guilty until proven innocent. And you have to know that shit as a black man. So when you know this walking in, you're like, no, I gotta clear the air square one. Yeah. In the context of what he's saying, that's spot on. I have to build insurance so that everyone knows, no, that wasn't that. That wasn't, because I don't have the luxury of, if this comes out this way, people believe in me. Yeah. Even if I'm telling the truth, you won't believe me. No matter what, I'm guilty until proven innocent. You know how hard it is to prove you didn't rape somebody? Unless it's as painful as you're an asshole like the baby. People like, well, why are you putting up? I have to be an asshole because y'all like, well, y'all are posting pictures together. Y'all are kissing it. Yes, we was linking up. We was sneaky links, but we was not together. He did not have to be the asshole he was. But to what he's trying to say is, unless he had done something, what he did was wrong. Yeah. But unless he had done, so the action of doing something was required. And that's what he means. He's like, when he's asking, well, what do you do? Is I know you do actually have to do something. Because if you don't, you're fucked.
And what I found interesting, but when she first got into it, and they was talking about it, she started going into saying, "But that's the mother of your child. Why would you embarrass the mother of your child?" And then Matt Hoffman and men were saying like, "But they both were acting like children."
Yeah,
It's just when it came to her, it was like she would say, "Oh, well then, it's not like the baby was being a model father anyway." But then when it came to Daniel Lay, she was like, "Well, that's the mother of the child." So it's like one was like clear, the other one wasn't.
But that's the dichotomy we have in the black community in general. We think mothers and fathers have a different role in terms of importance. It's 50-50. The mother and father are just as important.
Well, so in this case, who was wrong? Like, we can now...
Who was wrong?
Now we can actually answer the question.
Who was wrong? The baby.
The baby? Why?
Because he was immature in the way that he went about it. Like, no, like, you had a great plan. You just kicked the ref in the nuts. Like, no, you went completely off the rail. So, I'm not saying that his intentions were wrong. Like, his intentions were actually spot the fuck on. He did need to, like, blow up her spot about being a side chick. He just didn't have to do it like that. Mm-hmm. And he didn't have to do it in a way that embarrassed her either. And that's what I mean. You could have just went to TMZ like, nah, we're not really together like that. And kept it pushing. Merry Christmas.
Wait, well, so now that she's back with him, is she back with him?
I hope not. I hope not.
If she is back with him.
They both done. I'm all about black prosperity, but that shit's just toxic. So if they back together, they both done.
So I mean, do you have anything else to say on this?
The fact that she is the mother of your child should give you at least a little more patience when it comes to that as well. So it's like there's the protection of womanhood, and she's the woman of your child. I mean, the mother of your child. Mm-hmm. That should be double patience when it comes to you popping off. And that's what I mean by why he's wrong. At the end of the day, I want my kids to grow up and be like, my dad always did right by my mom, even if they ain't together. He always rocked with her. He always made sure she was straight. That's all you, at bare minimum, you would want them to ask. Or expect of you. Like, I always made sure that y'all was together, made sure you was straight. I ain't never do wrong by her. So it's like, you supposed to have that extra patience, and that's what she mean. That's the mother of your child. I do get pissed off because we don't talk about the father of the child.
That's what I was about to say, like, what,
it's a double standard.
Do we get to say it?
It's a double standard.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a double standard.
So we'd never be able to say it flipped-wise. Like, that's the father of your child. How could you?
We should. We should be able to say it. If you want the guys on the truth, we should be able to say it.
So there's also something they said later in the video, and this could be like a different tangent that we can say for a different time with you guys. But there was a point where it was into like a agree to disagree kind of moment in the video. And the agree to disagree moment was when they kept saying the kid is the one that's hurt in everything. So they kind of disbarred their arguments with the father and the mother or the baby, and then it's like, well, the child, at the end of the day, the child's gonna see all this stuff in the future and everything else. Anytime you are debating on two adults over who was wrong and how they could have handled it more efficiently or effectively, instead of going deeper into that, if you feel like you're losing the battle, and this is like just this grown people talk, you are just throwing the child to try to disarm the other argument from learning of what you could do or what the other party could do.
And that's what I mean about the black family and the struggle. We don't acknowledge the actual problem. The problem, and we always talk about, well, the kids are doing fine. The kids did fine. They went to high school. They prospered. But if you start talking about the real problem, the problem is we never got back to recommunicating. We never got back to rebuilding the black family intimacy. We never got. It's uncool. Like me and my wife, the kids. We took the kids out on a family day. Like everyone thinks that's a foreign concept.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like y'all went to a restaurant together. That's what families do, right? We in America, for real, don't even look at families the same. We are hyper individual, like we're hyper narcissists across the board. So it's like we don't value that structure in a lot of ways. And I see that the most prevalent in the black community, but I do see it everywhere else. Well, whose idea was it that single parenting was a good idea? Maybe I should start with that. Like, who presented this? Like, you know what would make your family better? If we made your life twice as hard by giving you 2 to 3 jobs because you're going to lose an income. And you're responsible for all of the medical bills and all the traumas by yourself. And when you're exhausted, guess who all of the kids turn to? Just you. No helpers. Single parenthood. Free. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Like, it's not even an appealing thing. Like, there's nothing about single parenthood that's appealing. Well, I get to make all my decisions by myself. As a parent who makes decisions with the other parent, that shit helps.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's pride.
It is.
Right, that's just what it is. You are able to say, I did that. My child could do this because I taught them that.
But who the fuck cares?